camps and to see how big time. We can talk about drums and cultural affairs any old time. Is that I talk too damn much, and most academics do that. And so you've got a fellow here that's allegedly an expert, that's debatable, but I'm a fraud and I know it, as I told many of you. The difference between me and many of them is I do know it. And you've got allegedly an expert here on a subject that is relevant, but maybe not relevant. That's a lot of you lived through, but some didn't.
And the Students of Service auction was held to raise money for various charities in the countries we visited. Big money was paid out for the Goldstein's auction items.
Can I have $350 for the Goldsteins? The Penguins, I've got $350 over here. Give me $370.
$450 for dinner with the Goldsteins, it's worth it.
We're going to the game too.
We're going to the Penguins game, we're going to dinner. Don, my favorite teacher, his wife May, she fixed my legs, she's my nurse, she loves me. I love both of them. Hey, tax write-off, mom and dad.
One last lap and one last nap.
It's at $235 right now to Richard McCray because somebody wants it for $240.
Richard McCray. How much was that sweater?
At $235.
Yeah.
Boys down, down, down with the Deans. Thrust them twice around the bowl. Someone forgot to pull the chain. Consequently, they'll remain the Deans of the semester of the sea. See you tonight.
I've been given approval, at least indirectly by the author, to read a poem by Nikki, granddaughter. My grandpa teached long ago, and that is so. He teached days and days, and he always says cheers. My grandpa teaches and teaches, and he also gives speeches.
Walter Matthau.
So, Nikki, thank you.
Some of you have said he can't write, he can't talk. How the hell does he do it? Well, God did this for me. This is not hokey, I mean this. He gave me the tools, like he does with actors and athletes. When I get in the classroom, I'm different. I can relate. Training. I had 3 degrees and a PhD, and I'm a different guy. I think I'm a natural teacher who can relate. But above all, I love to do it. This is the secret. I think next to playing baseball, being a teacher is the best thing that I know. And my success can be because I loved it. And would do it for nothing, which those that know me have seen me do it.
The Hidden Fouls.
Came to Pittsburgh because the Air Force had these research associate positions then. There were 10 of them. And I was in Alabama, and I wanted to do some research. And it was a great job because there was only 10 of us, and we were assigned to the Pentagon, and then we went out into the field. And we went out into the field, and one of the schools was Pitt. And Pitt was one of the schools because Wesley Posball, chancellor, had been he had graduated from West Point and had been the Rhodes Scholar, etc., had been the head of the Air Force Academy. When I was out there, in terms of poli-sci, I was in history. So I saw him, he wanted me, so I came here and I was assigned as an Air Force Major, Lieutenant Colonel, right in that building there for 1 year, which I did nothing but research and teach. And then Posball decided if I wanted to, I could stay. And promotions were tough then, to be honest with you. I had done very well. I'd published something, had done well, but they had a curve in those days. So the general had 10 people to grade, and he could only give 2 of them a 1. He could give 3 a 2, and the rest he had to give a 5. And I was working out of the Pentagon, so he had to help his own people. So the irony was it, because I had just been promoted, he gave me a 3, and he put a nice letter in there, and then he says, you're so good, I want you to come work for me in the Pentagon. I said, well, you know, I figured my time was over, and I was still a young man, 42 years old, and so I decided to get out. I got a job here at Gitspear, and I've been here ever since.
I'd like to give a few words to my grandfather. 115 years ago, my grandfather started teaching. It was before cell phones, before iPods, and even before computers. Some would say it was impossible to teach back then, but my grandpa did it. And he did it well. Cheers to you, Grandpa.
I think it's important that you understand where I'm coming from. I had so many dull teachers in school. I had all the ones that never had time for all the papers that I never knew what grade I got. I received because the prof was too lazy to give it back to me and never answered the phone call appointments. I vowed I'd never be like that. So that I modeled my classes based on what I did, to be user-friendly, never too late to apply, never too late to answer questions, always return my calls. And why I have tacky notes, they were not old and moldy, they were relevant. I think I've got one thing going for me, though, that you guys don't know. Every year is my holy day, December 7th. And so, even when you forget me, that'll jog your memories. And so I'd like to kind of close with this. And I saw the thing here, but I'll sing my little song, and then you'll remember me for this. History in every century recalls an act that lives forevermore. Around the world and into line we fall, an act that happened on Hawaiian shores. Let's remember Pearl Harbor as we go to meet the foe. Let's remember Pearl Harbor as we did the Alamo. We will always remember how they died for liberty. Let's remember Pearl Harbor and go on to victory. Thank you very much. Hail the Gitspear and hail the pit.
Goldie, Gitspear a superstar. Walking down the hall in a yellow sweater, chewing on a bad cigar. We're gonna miss you, please don't wander far. Goldie, Goldie, Gitspear a superstar.
He's got similar interests and
Do you
knows a
ever
lot of
smoke
people.
those, or you just chew them?
Might even be better.
Never smoked in my life.
Well, how come you started chewing them?
I don't know.
정권 수시는 지정해준
The
주요 교수가
pacifier.
있었지만
There's
본인
a kid
희망에
from
따라
Korea, even
골드스테인
nice kid.
교수를 선택했다. 오늘은 중간
That's something you
상담을
picked up in the Air
받으러
Force?
왔다.
Yeah.
Sit down. Okay.
In the ready room, you had needed something to do?
Relaxing. You all right?
Baby, farewell, my own true love, honey, I'm gonna go away and leave you.
A place for There is a time
Thank you.
I'll take you there.
Thanks again. You know, you're just rewarding me for doing what I want to do. So really, it's a shame that I've kind of snowed you in this aspect because you're just paying me for what I really love to do and would have done for nothing. I mean it. And I'm really going to miss everybody, you know, and it's been a hell of a career. But, 35 years went just like that. And, I used to sit out there and watch other people retire and say, bull. But someday you guys are going to have this happen to you. And I tell you, it's not a happy day, really. But I appreciate it, and God bless all of you. And thanks for coming, my family and my friends. And to know that you care is more important than any award that you could possibly give me. So thank you, Mr. Provost. Thank you, Mr. Dean. Thank you, faculty. Thank you, students. Thank you, alumni. Thank you, above all, family. God bless all of you.